when this kind of article drops, should worry Kathy Engelbert a great deal.
You won't believe what just happened to WNBA Commissioner Kathy Engelbert, because after months of silence, after ignoring players, dodging the media, and letting the refs do whatever the hell they wanted, karma just came knocking. And this time it brought proofs. The day before yesterday, an explosive report came out. And that doesn't just call her out. It practically blames her for the fallout of Caitlin Clark's injury situation.
With a groin injury, and she just pulled up limping a little bit on this play. And this is so tough to watch, just the emotion.
But they are not in this case. In this case, they're calling out the WNBA and Kathy.
And if you think this is just another social media uproar, oh no, this might be the moment the entire league turns on its commissioner. If you think it's high time that Kathy signs her resignation, write "Resign Kathy" in the comments below. So, let's start with what's new. Recently, Caitlin Clark, the biggest name the WNBA has seen in decades, was just pulled from All-Star action.
So, Caitlin Clark is officially out for the All-Star game.
And not for rest or any other family reason. No. Because of a groin injury.
Yeah, she kind of pull up. A little bit of a jerk motion to stop her momentum.
Very painful one, I must say. And that's when the fingers started pointing, of course, at the refs and team, but mostly at Kathy Engelbert, because honestly, this didn't come out of nowhere. This has been building for days. Remember earlier this season when Caitlin was getting tossed around the court like it was WWE? Hard screens, blind hits, elbows that should have been texted but weren't even.
First quarter, Caitlin Clark obviously being fouled. The refs don't call.
Watch when Caitlin Clark is trying to create some space. It looked like she just got hit in the eye there.
Ooh, and Marina Mabry, I missed that one.
And yet Kathy didn't say a word. Not a single word. How bad it is in this league. How bad it is in this league. How bad it is in this league. People let it slide because it's the WNBA, right? But now it is getting out of hands because now the face of the league is limping. She is now missing marquee games. And this is something that can't go unnoticed. The Washington Post that put the internet on fire. So yes, Caitlin Clark was hurt again. And of course, the league was silent again. Fans were tired of yelling into a void, and players were quietly bruised. But just when it felt like things couldn't possibly get worse, the Washington Post did what the league refused to. They spoke up loudly and bluntly. They released a full-fledged report that is more like an explosive expose because honestly it shattered the silence and shook the foundation of the WNBA to its core. WNBA officiating is no longer an annoyance. It's a threat to the game. That sentence alone is sharp and devastating. I mean, it did hit bone. And what followed was unfiltered rage channeled into words that millions of fans had been screaming in fragments online, finally stitched into one painful, undeniable truth. And that is the referees aren't just making mistakes, they are endangering the game. And then came the line that made us all gasp.
And how bad it is in this league. The WNBA should change its logo to a bruise.
The WNBA should change its logo to a bruise. I mean, it's not even a clever metaphor or exaggeration. It's a chillingly accurate reflection of what the league has become. They said, forget the silhouette of a woman rising gracefully for a shot. Just use Caitlin Clark's arm instead, purple and swollen, as the new face of the league, or use Kelsey Plum's or Nafisa Collar's. Because at this point, bruises are more consistent than call.
Angel Reese, another casualty of this kickboxing league, is uncertain.
The Washington Post got brutally honest. It no longer felt like we were talking about basketball. We were talking about a battlefield and the players caught in the crossfire. The article didn't need to scream. It just whispered truths that were devastating. The next line goes like, the league's motto ought to be no call. Now, this is something that now haunts every Caitlin Clark fan, every coach on the sidelines, every young girl watching her idol get dropped and ignored. When Caitlin got kneed in the abdomen by JCS Sheldon of the Connecticut Sun, she winced. She doubled over. And yet, there was no whistle, review, or call. Just a few nights before that, she was hooked, hammered, shoved across the court by Dallas defenders again and again and again. While the referees looked away like nothing had happened, still no call. And then, as if the universe wanted to put the league on trial in front of millions, came the national broadcast. Rebecca Lobo and Ryan Ruocco couldn't stay silent anymore. They called out the fouls that were crystal clear. Lobo said,
"The ball handler, there's a grab, there's a hold, there's another grab. I mean, all of those are fouls. Every single one of them. And here, that's a foul, and finally,
that's a foul. That's a foul. That's a foul. Every single one of them. It was the moment everything changed, because when the commentators start sounding like angry fans, then you're past the tipping point.
It was brutally embarrassing for the league.
But the article didn't stop at outrage. It came proof and data. And that didn't just raise eyebrows, it dropped jaws. Since opening day, the WNBA has had 141 injuries. But you know what? There are only 179 active players in the league. Let that sink in. That means nearly 4.
By Seehafer's count, there have been 57 head and neck injuries.
The infamous kinesiologist Lucas Seehafer, who's been tracking injuries in the WNBA, revealed something even more alarming. He said that guards and small forwards, players like Clark, are suffering 100 more injuries than bigs.
Why?
Because they're faster and more explosive. They operate in tighter spaces.
But now,
they're being allowed to play in environments so violent even the most athletic bodies are breaking.
Especially for heralded rookies, but of course I want to see Caitlin treated fairly and appropriately in the league. I would say it seems like she can take care of herself. She's a tough player. I think it may be lost on some people who are new to basketball in terms of a little bit of the controversy in the WNBA.
Kathy has said nothing, not even one public press conference.
leave that.
Not even a single tweet.
And for A,
Commissioner who promised to grow the game and protect its future, her silence feels like betrayal. Because it's not just Clark, it's AA, Elisa, Ree, Sabrina, Collier, Kalia, Jonquel.
Linchpin who have missed significant time. So have Collier, Jonquel Jones, Sabrina Ionescu, Asia Wilson, Alyssa Thomas, Ryan Howard, and Kaylee Copper.
All of them have missed time this season. All of them are victims of a system that is letting rough play become the norm. This isn't just negligence. It's a crisis in slow motion. Even Coach Stephanie White said the physicality with which teams are allowed to play, it adds up. Maybe not one blow, but over time.